Howdy folks, welcome back to JK Catering. Today we're going to make a classic meatloaf. Now meatloaf's been around for years. There's many versions of the meatloafs, but ours is a little different. When we made this meatloaf for a couple of people that came in from a church, they bought 3 loaves of meatloafs and they took it back to their church. And they entered this meatloaf into a contest. And they turned around and won the contest, first prize. Ooh. And the first prize was a trip to Bahamas for the whole church. So you know this meatloaf must be good. Today we're going to show you how to make this meatloaf. We'll take 3 pounds of ground hamburger to 80-20. We'll open this up and put it in a bowl. You don't want to use a real greasy hamburger. Try to get as lean as you can. I usually use 80-20. Let me wash my hands real quick. Don't want to touch anything and contaminate it. Now we're going to take a pepper. You can use green pepper or any kind of colored pepper you want. We're using a red one today. Not a lot of it. We're going to use probably about a half of it. Take the center out. Take some of these veins out. To me, they're a little sour. Clean them out as best you can get it. Get all the seeds out. I'm going to cut some pepper. Like I said, we're going to use about half of it. Cut them up. You can use them thick or thin, any way you want to do them. We're cutting ours up pretty fine. We don't want real big chunks. That should be good there. You want to take this and put it in with the hamburger. Now we're going to take an onion. I'm going to cut an onion, dice it up. We'll save the scraps for the compost pile. Let it decompose and make great soil for the vegetable garden. Got about a half an onion. Move this pan, making a little noise. Chop the onion up finely. Now I'm going to take the onions and put them in with the meat too. That's those. Now we're going to take, some people use breadcrumbs, but we're going to use Quaker Oats oatmeal. We're going to take about half a cup bowl. Pour that in there. And we're going to take McCormick's Meatloaf seasoning mix. Got all the good spices in it. Pour that up in there. You get some eggs. We're going to take 2 eggs. We're going to put the eggs in. Get rid of this cutting board. Bring the bowl closer to us. We need some ketchup. Some people will put barbecue sauce in there. If you prefer barbecue sauce, you can put barbecue sauce. It's about, say, a quarter cup of ketchup. Now we're going to spray the pan before we mix this. To eliminate some of the hand washing. Make sure you spray the pan real good. That way it does not stick. I have an insert here that I purchased from one of the restaurant catering shops. Set that back aside. But there is meatloaf pans out there that you can get online And they don't run that much. Probably about 20, 25 hours that I spent on this one. Some were cheaper. Now we're going to mix this up. You can do it barehanded too if you want, but I don't feel like taking the rings off. So I'm going to put gloves on, and we'll just mix it with the gloves. Mix it real good without making a mess. Sure you got a bigger bowl. But this will work. Mix this stuff real good. Get everything incorporated. Yeah, that should be good. Now we're going to take a spray pan. We're going to put our meatloaf mix inside the pan. Now you don't need a pan like this. You can use a regular pan and freeform it. You can put it in a baking bag to keep it formed, but I would cut an end off of it a little bit so the grease comes out. Now we're going to take and spread the meatloaf out, pat it down. Help form it around the pan. Gloves. And we're going to put this in a preheated oven at 360 degrees for about an hour and 30 minutes, or until the temperature turns about 165 to 170. Set the timer for 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'll be back about an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, it's been an hour and a half now. It's getting a little dark in here, so I have to turn the lights on. I'm going to check the meatloaf and see if it's reached the temperature yet. It's smelling mighty good. Take the temperature. So you stick the thermometer in the center. Looking at 165 or higher. We're at 168. That'll be pretty good there. Now we're going to take some ketchup and put on top. Some people turn around and put ketchup with brown sugar and mustard on it and mix it all up. And some just leave it plain and they slice it and they put some brown gravy with mushrooms and onions on top. It depends on what your preference is. Me, I'm gonna put some ketchup on it. And then we're gonna put it back in the oven for about 5–10 minutes. Check the top about empty. We'll put it back in. Like I said, about 5–10 minutes. Just enough for the ketchup to caramelize. And we'll come back in about 10 minutes. Okay, another 10 minutes has passed. We'll see how we are here. Oh yes, looks very good. Now we're going to take this over to the table, or actually the counter, and we're going to serve it. I put a towel on the counter because the pan's hot. I don't want to burn the counter. Then we get a spatula. I'm going to take the meatloaf out of the pan, push this up a little bit. The plate behind me. Do this so you can see. Go. I'm going to take the insert out, let the grease drain for a few minutes. I usually do 5 pounds of ground beef at one time. There's only 3 of us here at the house, so I cut it down to 3 pounds. Okay, we're going to bring this over the plate. I'm going to take the spatula, go up under the meatloaf, and push it off onto the plate. Take a fork, help hold it. Get rid of this. Turn the oven off. We don't need it now. Okay, now we'll cut into the meatloaf. You want to garnish the meatloaf with parsley, which I can do that now. A little bit of parsley. We'll take, I like the end piece, meatloaf. Oh. The ends always fall apart a little bit. There we have the meatloaf. Bring it up closer to you. That's our meatloaf, the award-winning meatloaf that the church down here in Tennessee has bought 3 of these and took them and won first prize. If you like this recipe and you want to see more, hit like, share with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow better. Again, thank you from J&K Catering. Have a good day.